is his mom and dad. Like I said, they've been named Vladimir and Boris, but perhaps somebody can help me out and remind me which one is which. Like I said, the bigger one is going to be the boy, and the smaller one is going to be the girl, even though they've both got male names. But we know there's a trend with the Wild Earth team because we have a female speech tortoise named Gregory. And then there's Snappy. Snappy is not the little crocodile's official name. I just thought, why wouldn't you call it Snappy? They did have some crocodilettes. What do you call a baby crocodile, Craig? Hatchlings? Probably, hey. But that's not as fun. So yeah, so sometimes we see Snappy around as well. And I'm sure there might be a few other little ones that we just haven't spotted. You know, they could be hanging around the reeds trying to hide away, because when crocodiles are young, if there's any big herons about, they'll get gobbled up by them, and well, even other crocodiles, bigger crocodiles will eat little crocodiles. But let's carry on. Let's keep going. I don't want to sort of move too far away from the lodge in case Tingana does come out and we need to get him again.
Yes, there we go, and she's just stood up as you've come back to us live. She's yawned, and she's now turning, and she's licking her back. Why? Because you can. I would lick my back if I could, I reckon, from time to time, just for fun. I think she's maybe trying to reposition from her full belly, but she's been lying there since we got here. We've only been here a few minutes. What is, maybe she spotted something? No, just reposition that full belly, that's all. Just a little bit of a bed sore happening on the tummy. Reposition on the pole of the branch, I mean. And there she's back, comfortable and in her element. A few clouds are shielding the sun from providing us with a beautiful light. Just going to move forward, I think, maybe to get that leaf out of the way. Okay, I'm just going to move forward a little bit more, Senzi. We've got a vehicle coming in behind us. Tell me if you still got a good look when I move forward here. Is that still all right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, very good. Get the other vehicle in, let them have a look. I'm sure they won't stay very long, and then we'll make ourselves a little bit better for you folks at home. Isn't she a glorious, glorious leopard? Let's have a look at the spot patterns, hey? Got a whole lot of spots on the right-hand side there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and a 1, it seems. Or is that 5 and a 4? Very interesting. And it's quite a unique spot pattern, I think. But she is very pretty. Look at those eyes. Ah, and those teeth. Look at what big teeth I have. So she's definitely seeming to feel a little bit more active. Maybe she'll go back to that duiker soon and have a little feed. Yes, indeed, our patience has paid off, leaving and going and doing other things and coming back, knowing that at some stage, when it cools down enough, she will get her hunger back after a little bit of digestion. And there's nothing like duiker, sun-dried, on the menu. Now you can see it's a little male duiker now with the horns, and oh, his tongue is lolling out of his mouth. What a shame. But she's done rather well to secure it up there in the branches. This is kind of the point when it starts getting to when leopards feed, where they often drop the carcass because of obviously ripping at the meat. And there she's using the carnassial shear, the side cutting teeth, characteristic of all carnivores, using it to cut through the sinew, possibly some of the small bones, enabling them to really get in there and feed on a huge portion of an animal. She doesn't seem too hungry. She's just a little bit peckish after her afternoon slumber. What piece do you want? What piece do I feel like? I don't think she's too sure, to be honest. I mean, she's just bored of sitting in the tree. I think that's it. She's bored eating. That's what's happened. Ah, there we go. That's much better. See how she puts her foot on it to hold it in place as she rips. That's a much better technique. It's often with young leopards you'll see them doing things like she was doing before, not standing on it. And so basically trying to pull it with the teeth and then dislodging it every time. And then the potential of it to fall on the ground is very real. And many times I've seen leopards up a tree with a hyena just waiting at the bottom to steal what falls down. The opportunistic hyena. Looks like she's got a bit of a tough piece there. But marvelous to see her up and doing something. Hello Pradeep, 6 years old. Welcome to the show. I hope you're not too off-put by what's going on here. You want to know if they hurt their tongue when they're feeding. I don't think so. I mean, some interesting facts I learned the other day from the viewers is the reason why lions and leopards, I would say, have got that black around their mouth is to protect it, to make it a lot harder and stronger from the bones and possibly even the claws in the case of the lions when they are feeding. So I don't know if their tongue gets injured at all, but it's just like if you eat meat at home and you gnaw at it. I mean, as long as you don't bite your tongue, it's pretty okay. You know, you chew around the bones, and they are very, very good at chewing and cutting that side. You see how she's using the side? That's for cutting the sinew, and then the tongue will just help to sort of maneuver it within the mouth, and I'm pretty sure it would hurt if she caught her tongue between some of her teeth. But we all do it from time to time. It's not a very pleasant feeling. But absolutely sensational that we're able to spend time like this with live leopards in real time, doing their thing. Not bothered at all by the vehicles here on the ground, watching them. Sue, I can if I really listen closely, but, you know, only when she's crunching, obviously, but it's a little bit windy, and she's a little bit far away, but, yeah, I can hear it. It's obviously not as loud as it would be if we were a little bit closer, or if the wind died down. I don't know if any of you folks can hear it on the ambient there. Yeah, oh, there she drops a piece. She looks down forlornly at it. So I wonder if there's a female duiker rolling around here, very concerned that her partner is not coming home for the evening. Shame, poor fella. All for the greater good, though. Nothing will be wasted out of this duiker. And it's the circle of life as we... I have absolutely no idea what is happening on Taylor McCurdy's side. I think the green paint is seeping into her blood and is causing her to go mad. That seems to be the obvious answer to whatever's going on the other side, but you folks are seeing it firsthand. I'm only getting second-hand information in my ear. We're still with the Xidulu female. They've been joined by one of the other landowners who's watching this as well, taking their wonderful photos. This is one of the advantages of being out here, getting to see these magical scenes unfold. She's making good work of that impala, and I believe Scott said this morning that the impala was, the duiker was already half eaten when she hoisted it. So the mystery still eludes us as to who actually killed this one-eyed duiker. By the look of its horns, it was quite long in the tooth. You see the left horn is actually quite stubby, which means it's probably rubbed it many, many times. They could go through quite an elaborate territorial marking with their preorbital glands, which you can't see on the side of that face because someone's eaten the entire cheek of the duiker. Duiker cheek for breakfast. Can you hear the bones now, folks? Have a listen, we can hear them quite clear. The wind seems to have dropped. As I say that, it picks up again. Apologies about that, but the bones are cracking. An animal the size of a duiker, a leopard will be able to eat most of it. And then those harder bones, maybe the hips, shoulders, maybe some of the vertebrae will be left behind. But the ideal prey species for a female leopard is a duiker because of enough meat on there to keep her going for at least a day or two. And it's also quite a light animal, enabling it to hoist it all the way up the tree. The problem with the larger prey, in the case with Tumba the other day, if you remember him apparently killing that female kudu, impossible to cache that up the tree. Just gave those hyenas a marvelously free meal, which we were very fortunate to come and watch after hours. Yeah, if you listen now, the bones are crunching nicely. The wind has dipped a little bit again. You can see her tail just off to the left. It's helping to balance very nicely up here in the tree. I think her belly is probably too full for her to lie down properly and feed. She's keeping all her weight on her front paws so that she can hold the duiker in place. There we go. You hear that crunching? Tailor in slow-mo. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Shy and in slow-mo. Who would have guessed? So, sorry for the vehicle noise in the background. We just have a vehicle busy leaving. And we are still here with this female. Looks like the duiker is eminently about to fall from her grasp as she is holding on with one claw, it seems. Enjoying her sun-dried, wind-dried duiker. I do apologize about the vehicle noise, folks. I wonder if we'll have some hyenas on the scene soon. The wind like this, no doubt, there will have been a waft of duiker smell. Can you hear the crunching now? Or is it just the vehicle that has still not moved off? Have a look at that beautiful face. Looks like something out of a cyborg movie. The whole right-hand side of the face is completely gone. I wonder what befell this poor creature in the night. You'll notice that I'm using a spotlight now, just to help to brighten up the image. It's not bothering the leopard. It's made its kill. I'm not shining in the eyes of a prey animal. The prey animal is already dead. So we're not going to influence any behavior here. And if you listen closely, the wind has dropped just a little bit. It's really crunching at those bones now. Apologies about that, folks. You're only getting wind. That is the problem with windy days. As Brent said, it's hard to find leopards because you can't hear the alarm calls. It's the same with the with being out here. You can't hear the bone crunching of the... It almost looks like he's alive, hey, Sens, when you go down. When she was eating, that back leg was jiggering around quite a lot. Just up a bit, that back leg was really moving because of the way she's feeding. It's almost as if the dake is coming back to life with a little bit of a twitch. Chatty Cathy, I don't know specifically how leopards will always feed. I do know cheetah and leopard like to start feeding on the rump. Sometimes they'll open the stomach and then feed on most of the internal organs, and then they'll feed on pretty much the best parts. So I don't know exactly in what order they do it on. Sometimes you find some animals will eat the face first. Why they do that is beyond me, but it's not a species-specific thing. You get different leopards, different cheetahs with a preference in how they like to feed. I mean, someone's eaten the neck and the face of this dacre. Whether it was like that when this leopard found it, I don't know. But quite often you find them starting with the rump or with the stomach. And then from there on, it seems to be however the animal might be purchased on the tree. Okay, well, we're going to stay here for the remainder of the drive. Let's go back over to Brent for one more factoid before he closes down. Yes, thanks very much, Brent. Wouldn't that be marvellous? Them Guhumas come back. But I've been listening on the radio, and there seems to be talk of them moving quite far, sort of east from here, because of those subadult males that came in yesterday. Were causing all sorts of havoc in their calling, but they seem to have followed the buffalo herds north. So maybe their calling in the north will cause the Guhumas to come back into their normal area. We are still with this female, and she has not stopped feeding since you were last with us. Well, thank you to everyone for wishing us all a happy St. Patrick's Day, and from us at Wild Earth Safari Live, we'd like to wish all of you out there a marvellous St. Patrick's Day. We have invited a few people around, and we're having a small gathering at the DRC this evening. It will be a little bit of a fire and no doubt a bit of a social gathering. So that should be nice. Pity Scott had to leave this afternoon. He is going to be missed in Djuma. So just so that all of you might have some confusion, Scott has just gone up to Kenya to start filming some non-live stuff for when we get active again for the migration. So he's still with the team, still a very active part of the team, and I think he's only going up there for a month to replace James, who's going on leave, and then will be replaced by Jamie when she goes back up there. So it's been a marvellous afternoon here in Djuma in the Sabi Sands, a St. Patrick's Day Catterday, a marvellous start to the weekend, and marvellous that you're all able to jump on and join us. And I was super glad we found this cat this morning and we're able to get close and get some visual of her. Thank you for joining us, your comments, and thanks from everyone here at FC, Senzo, and myself. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a fantastic evening and good night.